I want to invite you to a 4-week course that I am facilitating running in starting in January. Over 4 weeks we are going to investigate and explore the relationship, particularly the spiritual relationship that we have with the body. It's called Bringing Light to the Body, and that's exactly what it is that I'm going to offer as an exploration, is the relationship of presence, of love, of awareness, of conscious awareness, and how that filters in to what we experience as the body, as the cellular body, as the nervous system body, as the energy body. Because in many ways I think we've kind of got a little bit of a misunderstanding of the body. We either take it to be a thing that is almost an impediment to being who we are somehow. It's an object of fear as an object. It carries a lot of emotional charge in it. In spiritual circles, but particularly in non-dual circles, there's a tendency to either overlook the body, to bypass the body, to consider the body as almost an irrelevance or an illusion even. And these are some of the myths that kind of float around the spiritual community, the contemporary spiritual community. And whilst some of them may have a lot of truth in them and an ultimate truth, they can also cause a lot of problems for people actually, who, it doesn't quite work. It's not enough just to say that the body is an illusion, because still we're left with the body, in this existence, and it can't be just imagined away, and it can't be spiritualized away. So, what I speak to is a very much more intimate relationship with the body. Is it possible to know ourselves as not the body, and yet still to embrace the body, to embrace if you like, the suffering, to embrace our impermanence, because the body reminds us of our impermanence? Is it possible for us to walk in the world from an open awareness way of being, but still to embrace the body, the energy body, the nervous system body, the cellular body, with as much love, kindness, tenderness as we can, without overly attaching to it? Because obviously there's a problem if we overly attach to the body, because then we start just wanting to fix it. The fixer mentality comes in, and I've spoken to this quite a lot in different events that I've done. There's the fixer can only get us so far, and then after that it just creates the chain, the wheel of suffering, where we want it fixed, we can't fix it, we want it to be a certain way, we want the body to conform to mind's understanding of how things should be, and of course when it doesn't, we're left with trouble. We're left with emotional trouble, spiritual trouble, mental trouble, and that's kind of what we're going to speak to. My way of being with it all is to treat the body as with great kindness, with great tenderness, to actually love it, and whether it heals physically or not is not really where my aim is. My aim is more to heal the separation, kind of the way we've become with the separation, to actually consider the body and the emotion and the mind and the spirit. Somehow we've gathered the idea that these are separate things. They're not separate things. There's a union. There's only a one thing. Body, denseness of body, denseness of emotion, mind, spirit. The one thing, and we've kind of moved quite a long way away from that in many ways in our societies, in our culture. And so what I'm speaking to is the possibility of healing that misunderstanding, healing that error, welcoming everything home, welcoming the body with all of its troubles, with all of its insults, with all of its pains, with all of its mirroring of our impermanence, and and embracing much more a kind of holistic. This is a holistic path, really. Embracing this kind of holistic way of being with ourselves. And my own experience is that opens a great door to equanimity, a great door to a kind of maturity, a greater door to be able to listen deeply to what's actually happening within this existence, what's actually happening within this body. What's happening down in the digestive system, what's happening in the whole of the nervous system, what's being carried, what residue is being carried from the past, on whatever level. I don't really speak to health in the conventional sense. That's not my job. It's neither my speciality. I'm speaking more from the energetics, from the spiritual energetics of what we can do, of how we can be, of how we can create a new relationship with our body that isn't punishing, that is either not neglecting either, but that is also not over fixing, not over attached to outcome. That's what I'm going to be doing over 4 weeks, and I'm delighted to say on week 3, Amoda Ma, my teacher, guide, wife, and consort, is going to be offering her wisdom and depth, and she knows a lot about this kind of this way of being, this holistic way of being. She's naturally gifted in that department, so she'll be coming on week 3. Otherwise, we're going to do a good cellular meditation to get ourselves rooted and deeply in the body, and start listening a little bit more, a little bit more. We're going to talk about digestion. We're going to talk about the way we digest not only food, but the way we digest our experiences and the way we hang on to our experiences, particularly past experiences of hurt, wounding, and how they sort of build themselves into the body armoring, into the body architecture. So we're going to be unpacking that. There'll be a lot of time for Q&A, for questions and answers, and there'll be a lot of time for just kind of listening, just intuiting, just being with. My experience is that some of these events can be very healing on a certain level. I don't go out of my way to be a healer or anything, but there's something facilitated in the meeting that we have between me and you and this offering, and meeting in a field of love, that something can happen, something, some insight can happen, some aha, some, relaxation, some, relaxation into tenderness, sometimes for the first time in a very long time. And maybe that's the key. So if this calls you in any way, it starts in January. It's on a Friday for 4 weeks, once a week, and recordings are available. I'll be doing it. It's the first time I've ever done this as a program, 4-week program. I'm very pleased to be doing it. It seems to be a very useful, hopefully, adventure that we can go on together. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Namaste.